Hello, it's Alicia and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about my birthday and how it went. As you guys are aware, what I deal with every year on my birthday is my granddad's funeral that I went through from 2010. And like my granddad's funeral, was on my birthday on the in the year of 2010. So what that meant that I didn't want to celebrate myself. I just struggled with the notion of celebration because I felt like it was selfish, that joy wasn't worthwhile, or that joy was selfish, and things like that. And it's taken me a lot of years to deal with it, but I believe that this year I've dealt with it well. And I feel like I've done the most inner work through it. I started with doing the knitting, and doing the knitting really opened the doors to true healing because I was really struggling with the notion of celebration and birthday and things like that. But doing something that I did back in the days during that time of grief, it meant that I was trying to connect through that moment, and it really gave me that moment to think how I want to feel about it and how I can alter the perception, or how I can start to deal with this, and how I can really think about the emotions I want to feel in my life. And I believe that from this all, the conclusion that I've made is that I want to celebrate life and celebrate existence and celebrate joy for myself and for everyone, including my granddad. And that means that that pain, it doesn't mean like I've forgotten or things like that I felt post birthday even this time round. But it means like that I have recovered from this and I've healed through that feeling of feeling like, am I doing something wrong? And that token, that feeling that I have of always wanting to be the good girl, am I being a bad girl for celebrating myself when there was grief during that time, and grief is far more important than a celebration? And that's the way I felt across those years. So I think that I've really learned about the meaning of celebration, the meaning of birthdays even. When we think about the philosophy of birthdays and the ontology of it, like with ontology is we always go back to the root and what is it that we're talking about. And when you think about birthdays, what is it that we're talking about is the birth and the day of birth, basically. And for me, that's the 28th of September and 1999. So that was my, sorry, sorry, there's a little bit of a fly going around. So that is the day of birth. And for me, that is so important to understand that that day has the possibility and the chance of holding so much joy for the people around, and for the parents, for everyone around, relatives, people, the nurses and the midwives, and everyone comes together for this birth, and the doctors and everyone. And I think that that is the meaning of existence, coming to life, coming into this earth on the day of your birth. And that's very special. That day is so beautiful in a multitude of ways that I think that we kind of forget that fact when we think about birthdays and celebrations and how we feel and the pressure of growing up and everything, that we forget the essence of it all. That is the day of birth that gave so much joy to people. And I think that that day of birth is so precious and is so beautiful, and your existence is a beautiful thing. And each year when people wish you, it's more than a wish, it's the joy that you feel even from within. And that's what I realized for the first time in my life. I'll get onto that later, but I really wanted to talk about this. Like, is this how a birthday feels like? This is the ontology of it. What is a birthday? That's what it is. And it's so fascinating to me that, like, I struggled with this a lot of years in my life, but the feeling that I got and I gained from understanding my birthday and celebrating my birthday for the first time properly, it was so precious. It's so heart touching. And I think that it wouldn't be possible without understanding the root behind it. So that's the philosophy side of things. I think that, yeah, that it, it's actually a beautiful day each year you celebrate your birthday, and the year that you become older, even not in a negative way, but rather it's a year of your existence, and it's a rotation that you make, and that you experience life even within that time. Like, even though people like think, oh, I've not done enough in my life like this year, or even like the last couple of years, and it's gone by just like that, and I've turned a certain milestone of an age, even then you've gone through a lot of experiences without even knowing. And those experiences each make you more and more you through it. And the birthday is a celebration of your existence, celebration of yourself, and that's precious. I will go to my birthday and how I felt through it all. So, how did I feel through the course of my birthday this time? I was starting to work on my birthday feelings from starting knitting, obviously, and I knew I was starting to feel better and better through it. I just knew that I connected to the root of how I was feeling through those emotions, and I started to alter and switch over the meaning behind what I want to say and feel about each moment of my life and how I want to feel. And I felt like I was doing the alteration process as I was doing the knitting. So that was quite beautiful in itself. And beyond that, what we did, like, I love going to store-bought supermarket based stores and getting clothes from there. So what we did was we went Sainsbury's and Asda's during the week in the evening, because I thought that'd be cool. And I found some pajama trousers in Asda's, so we got it from there, and really soft ones. And then we went Sainsbury's, and my sister got me this puffy coat that I like, and she also got me some earrings that I wear every day. That maybe you can't see through this video because I'm quite far away, and like, yeah. But yeah, she bought me these gold earrings, and yeah, so yeah, they like a multitude of colors, like it's yellow, pink, and blue, and I just felt like the full of color is so me, and it's not just plain gold. So the gold touches the Indianness, and the colors are a lot of me because I'm full of color. So yeah, so we bought that couple of days ago as well, and then it came to the day before my birthday. I knew I had to edit the knitting video, So and the best and the yearly stats one, so the YouTube one. So I had to do that at some point in the day, and I had to post. But before that, I wanted to celebrate. And one of the things I used to do back in Birmingham was go to Pizza Hut and go on a solo date like that. And I used to really enjoy it. The first time, I remember there was a grandma that made me feel comfortable and less lonely through it. And I just loved the experience and the buffet of eating. And like once I feel like eating one slice, I get another slice. That makes me sound like I'm so like hungry and wanting food. But yeah, I just love the idea of buffet. And so I did that, and then I remember like I really enjoyed it, and I felt more and more comfortable with myself. So I wanted to do that same experience with my family, and I did it the previous year. So we went Pizza Hut and with my family, and we were so hungry again. So yeah, some things just don't change. But yeah, we had some nice food, and the pizzas, a variety of them. There was thin slices with chef's special onion. And then there was the margarita, the vegetable one, and obviously the meat ones that I don't eat. But yeah, there was those ones too. And there was I think there was garlic bread, or like the cheesy crust things that they make, and those tasted really nice. And I really like the pasta there. The pasta is like the cheesy one with broccoli, peas, and I don't know what else, to be honest. It might be coriander or something like that, but it always tastes really nice, so I like that as well. So I had that, and we had ice cream. Ice cream is like the Mr. Whippy one, and it was really nice. So we put some raspberry sauce, and it was like all these sprinkles, and it tasted really nice. Then we came back home, and I had to edit. So I was editing, and it got really late by doing everything. But then what felt good was posting the video and feeling like I had this strange good feeling about my birthday this year. I just knew I put in the work, and I've worked on my healing, and I think I'm gonna feel good about this. So I did, and it was just amazing in that way. And I think that, yeah, there were moments where I was like questioning it, but then it was good. Like, so basically, I had to do the post and doing it all. So it got really late, but I did it. And then next day, 28th of September 2025. So I woke up, and when I woke up, I was feeling slightly off. I think it was the exhaustion of the previous day and just doing so much constantly, emotionally and even physically, going to places. So that was quite a bit. And then I was like, okay, what can I do to feel good? And then came to mind Strictly Come Dancing and watching the dances. And it was the first week, and the celebs were dancing the first dance styles with their new partners, and it was all new beginnings. And I was like, that's perfect, because my emotions and dealing with this is all about new beginnings and coming to life. And the dances were so beautiful and pretty and inspiring and so awe driven, and I was just like, yes, this is a start. So then I was like, okay, what shall I do now? And then I called my sister. I always do that. And then I told her to come upstairs. She was waiting till I probably do that or come down by myself. But I was a bit shy coming down, and then everyone saying happy birthday to me. So, and I knew that. So I was like, okay, sister, come for support. But she doesn't even know that I did that for that reason, but that's what I did it for. So she came up. Instantly I felt better and less shy. I did feel shy when she said happy birthday and she gave me a hug. And she said happy birthday like a teddy bear in Gujarati, and I was like, uh, and then I was like laughing and giggling around, and I felt good. And then we went downstairs, and my parents wished me, and then I was like, yeah, like then I was um then yeah, now I remember. Then I was like, okay, now we're gonna eat. And my mom, I told my mom from before, we had pizza, so I wanted my mom to just make chili paneer and paratha. And then I was like my mom will make that well, so I was like, I feel good about this one. So like the food made us feel all very nice because we loved it, and it's the right portion, right amount for us. From the previous day we were eating quite a bit, so it was like a right balance. And then we went Costco. For the first time, I have never been to Costco, sorry. And it was just like so big, and I was like, oh my god, am I gonna get tired? And everything's so big there. And it was quite fascinating just to see each place and what there is. And I think it's so intriguing. I love new experiences and little things and going and visiting. Like, I like the local things to do as well. I'm not very fussy on things so like that. And it was just so intriguing for me to see. And then and then we went. No, then we had. Yeah, then we got cake from Cake Box. It was just a small one this time. I didn't want so much cake because we can't finish it, to be honest. And I just felt like it's a bit overwhelming when you have a cake and you have to cut, and like there's candles through it and all of that. So I was like, you know what, let's do little cakes. And strawberry cake, of course, had to make its appearance. Yeah. And the strawberry cake was really nice. Once we got home, we had strawberry. I mean, I had strawberry cake. They had the chocolate one and some of the strawberry. I did leave them some. But yeah, and then we were watching my two of my favorite programs again. Um, one was this Indian family, celebrity family that we watch every day, and probably you guys know Archana Puran Singh's family, because I feel like they're so family orientated, like me, and I just felt like we connect with that and a base and everything, and I just enjoyed it so much. So yeah, so we watch that, and the second thing we watch is Tiny House. um I don't know, tiny house, big living big in a tiny house, I don't know, something like that. And this is a concept from Australia or New Zealand, and they build these tiny houses in front of like scenic landscapes, and they live there, and they enjoy the scenery as well. And I was just like so fascinated, like fully functioning homes. And I just love watching it each week. Me and my dad watch it all, like every week, and it's our thing. So like it was on a Sunday, so that's when it comes, or Saturday or Sunday, one of the days. And so we watched it, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going to be bold and reply back to everyone's messages so far. And I think that like that was quite daring of me, because normally I wait the next day because I feel so overwhelmed, or even next couple of days, I'll be honest, about the birthday. But when I saw it, I opened it, the first messages and like everyone's messages, I was just like, it was so filled with love, and people that know my journey, like they know how, like they know they want to see me happy and they want me to enjoy the day, and it was just so precious. And I was just like, oh, this is what a birthday feels like. And then he smiled through each message, and it was just so innocent. And I was just like, oh my god, like I'm really enjoying this for the first time. And normally I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna push it away. but I didn't this time, and it felt so good. And then I was like, then I went back downstairs, and then we had hakka noodles in the evening, and the birthday overall went so good. And to my surprise, or to not my surprise, it really worked out, and I really enjoyed it. And I felt special, and I felt good about the day. And then the following day, we got from Costco some croissants. They were big ones, and I wasn't sure if I would have been able to eat it on that day. And I think I had a bite, and then I had enough of it. But then the next day I had it, and then I was like, "Oh, it's so nice." And then I was like, yeah, eating that, and yeah, my birthday went so good. So I'm happy with the birthday, and it's been such a long time since I felt this way. But if it is meant to be that I can learn about birthday and the root of it and the importance of the day of existence and the beauty of it, why not? And you know, the pain, I felt it the next, after the couple of days, I felt the pain, I felt the grief, and I felt the selfishness. That am I being selfish for feeling good? And then it was that good girl thing coming in, where I just wanted to always adjust and not think about myself and put myself last. And I know that for the birthday, you shouldn't be doing that. And it's about putting yourself first. And I want to celebrate everyone's life with joy. And a part of me does fear joy because and celebrations, because like a lot of family members and like close family members, like they've passed away during like celebration moments like Mother's Day, and like even like during Christmas and New Year's, and like even with my birthday. So it's been quite tough to celebrate, but I've realized that joy and the joy of everyone's life, whether the ones that are here, whether yourself, whether everyone else, it's about the joy of life and what we can share to each other, what we can experience together, and the experience is filled with light and life. So I think that that's so precious, and that's what a birthday teaches. I hope you guys like the video. If you do, please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, bye for now.